That's awesome. Okay, we'll just set up. We'll get our spot anyways. I'm gonna go check in. Okay. Hello. Have a reservation?
It'll be just one moment.
Sure.
Starting today?
Yes. And I can't believe Chris just did that while I was recording. All right. Hello.
Somebody else who's done this before.
Oh, yeah. So here we are. It's our third time. She said that because we have our wagon full of stuff. Cheese, Chris says. All right, so we're going to pay for our tickets and then go in. Hello. Two? Yes. Should be 16 even there.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks. You have to come in and out for 5 o'clock.
Right, thank you. All right, I got our oh, Chris, here it is. I was wondering where it was. Hey, Chris, this is one of the diamonds that was cut. Yeah, I don't know why. I always looked in the other room. I didn't see it here. Straw Wagner. Yep. Okay. You ready? Let's do this. And there it is. Adventure way too, Chris. That's the field out there.
I know our spot is right over there.
Yep. We already have a spot.
Hold on, I gotta stop. I can't do this shovel.
Want me to carry it?
When I jumped off the hole.
Oh, I gotta go and have them tell me what this is from our last trip. Right. You can't even see. Gotta figure out what that is.
Let's hope this shovel doesn't break on me.
Yeah, be gentle. All right, so we have 8 buckets. We have our screens. We have our chairs. We have our wagon, and we have, of course,
Me?
a shovel. We have Chris,
'Cause I'm so
the
special.
hardworking man who he's really.
The one that's found 2 diamonds for you. All you had to do is just search through them.
Yeah, I just had to
It
do
was
all
like
the
a hide and
sifting.
seek thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was all, but it was all Chris, obviously. Yeah, totally.
I hope that doesn't come off.
And so there's the field.
Oh.
I'm recording. Let's try not to use the language. I know this is new. They just put in these posts so we can't even cut through here anymore, which was the fast route. Great, Chris. Look what you made us do. You made us have a slow route. It
job,
looks and it looks like somebody might be in our spot. Hey, Chris. It looks like Chris. Listen. It looks like somebody might be in our spot. Possibly not. They're in the next one for sure. Well, you're gonna head straight. You're gonna head straight there. All right. You want me to head there first, and you meet me there? All right. You go down that way. I'll go down this. Oh, Chris. Because then I gotta have this identified. He wants me to run. I don't think so. All right. If our spot's not taken, which it looks like it's not, we're gonna go set up. They close at 5. It's kind of like the off season. Oh, and they refaced the signs. They got their signs. Uncle Sam was found there. Here we are. Last time we were out here, I did not walk this part of the field at all. So while Chris is sifting, I decided I'd walk this way. And there's quite a few people out here after the big one was found, which was just a few months ago, and the news broke out, so now everybody's out here. So, mine shaft building, historical piece. And these shovels, they mark where diamonds that are big have been found. At least 5 carats, I believe. There's quite a few people out here after the big one was found last time we were out here. And let's see. Star of Arkansas was found here. Okay. And that was an 8.27 carat. Oh, that was what it was cut, but actually rough was 15.36. That's big. Alright, so walking over here, I don't expect really to find diamonds unless I'm wet sifting. And because of the 8.52 that was found last time we were out here, word has gotten out because they recently cut it, and now it's going to go up for auction in 2 more months. And so, of course, everybody's out here digging for diamonds. It's cooler weather because it's October, but it's actually in the 80s, so it's not really that cool. But this is a historical building. And this used to be a volcano, and it was a farm, and then it became a mining operation. And the field goes way back around this hill. Once again, this is Crater of Diamonds. It's open to the public. It's a pay-to-dig site. You keep what you find. And yes, there are diamonds out here. There really is. I've already found 2, one each time I visited, and so now that we're back, I'm hoping I'll find another one. Maybe a bigger one. So, there's quite a few people. I'm actually surprised. I didn't think there'd be this many. Now, the truth is about walking around to find diamonds, only 10% of diamonds are found that way. The majority of diamonds are found wet sifting, and the centers that are brought home after they're researched. This here was a creek, which has since dried out. Another thing that will get you is the mica, which is everywhere. Another thing that people also don't realize is that when they come out here, they're expecting one thing, and they realize it's a completely different thing. Like the dirt here. This stuff, although right now this is quite in crumbles, easy to dig up, it's usually not like that. It's usually very hard. And people come out here thinking it's going to be easy. They're just going to dig up a couple holes and they're going to find diamonds. But actually, it's a lot harder than that. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking for even just any kind of nice rocks that I can turn into jewelry. But I'm always looking out for a diamond. They have areas you cannot go beyond. I know some people are looking at me because I'm talking to the camera, thinking, that girl's nuts talking to herself. Alright, so I see mica. That would be the shiny little flakes you see on the ground. And to be honest with you, I haven't found too many of the nice rocks either. So it goes up just to the tree lines. You also got to watch out for wildlife. Actually, I don't think I've ever been over this area. I can tell someone's been dry sifting because it's fine powder over here. It's fine if you choose to do that, but dry sifting, they don't find as much as you would wet sifting, and it's so time consuming, and I just don't think it's worth it as much as some people might think. The wet sifting, you're going through the soil so fast, and I just prefer it. Agate. I'm going to turn off the camera and I'll probably record a little bit later. Hi everyone, Deborah Wilde here. I'm at the Crater of Diamonds, searching for diamonds and other rocks and minerals for jewelry, but mostly looking for diamonds. And I just want to quickly say, I'm on the really far end, way back where most people aren't heading out searching, especially since the big one was found completely on the other side. When people come out here, they expect it to be really easy, like sand or something. It's not really like that. Most of this stuff is pretty hard. It gets real dried out, and it's not easy to get your shovel into it. You know, people think it's one thing when they get here. Once they come out on the field, they realize it's completely something different. It's a lot harder. There are diamonds out here, and you can find them if you're willing to put the work in. This is a 37-acre piece of land of a former volcano. So it's a diamond deposit. There are diamonds to be found. This is our third trip here. It's October 2015. We first came out here in April and then in July, and we found one diamond each time. First diamond was a 27-point yellow, and the last one was a 16-point white. We found that wet sifting, not dry sifting. Dry sifting takes a lot longer. Only 10% of the diamonds found here are actually found surface searching. So 90% of the diamonds that are found are not found by walking around. You know, all these people come out here thinking that it's going to be glittered all over the ground or something, and they're just going to pick them up and have them. But, you know, when you come out here, chances are, unless you're willing to really work, you're not likely to find something other than other rocks and minerals. Diamonds, I mean, this whole place is covered in diamonds. I guarantee you I've walked over a bunch, but they're really, really down in the ground, or they're just off somewhere else. There's a lot of people out here because it's 80-degree weather. It's been like in the hundreds, so it was like 104, 105 last time we were out here, so it's actually really nice compared to what it was. The thing is, we thought that there would be less people, but once I get out of here and I go over to the clearing up here, you'll see that there's a lot of people out in the field. And that's because of the 8.52 that was found, once again, when I was here. And so that's the Esperanza diamond. And so because of that, everybody's come out. There's been new crates or kennels set up, which is for storing stuff that people rent to put their equipment in. And I mean, anybody can come out and do this. It's $8 per person. Okay, so it's the end of the day here at Crater of Diamonds, and we're getting ready to leave. I have Chris going out right now to one of our rented areas where we're putting our equipment, kind of like this one out here. You can rent these if they're available. So that's what we're doing. And this is the wash station, the wet sifting station. As you can see, it's empty now, so I'm going to just quickly give a little tutorial on what we do. We go out with our buckets and we fill it up with gravel or clay. Well, we try not to do clay. We try to find gravel and soil. And we fill up as many buckets as we can. Over here we have our screens. This is the larger classifier and the smaller classifier. And what you do to wet sift is you will put them together, and then you will take a scoop out of your bucket of soil or gravel, and you will put it into the top mesh here. This is a larger classifier. And you'll put the large and the small classifier together, and you'll put it in the water here, and you'll sift it. And then you will flip it over here onto your table where I've already built up a gravel pile. When you start off, you will start off with something more like this, not much, and you want to just keep building it up because this is a shock absorber for when you flip your pile. So we're heading out for the day, and I will be filming tomorrow to show you guys how to wet sift for diamonds. And as you can see, it's a 37-acre plowed land. There's some people still out there now. It's getting ready to close, so. Yeah, there's people still out there. Over there, that's where they call the pig's pen. Over by Canary Hill. Yeah, that's where the big one was recently found, and that's why there's a lot of people here. But the terrain is a lot different than it has been since we've been here, because they have not had rain for 3 months. So the beds have washed up, and that's not good because they need the rain to erode these mounts here to unveil the large diamonds, or just any diamonds, which is why I say just wet sift. That's your best option. And only 10% of the diamonds found here are actually found walking around. Dry sifting, a couple diamonds are found that way, but majority of the diamonds are found actually wet sifting here. And also the sifted centers that you can take home. Some people miss diamonds and they find them in there. So yeah, this is just some of the field I want to show you before I call it a night and we come back tomorrow. Oh, here we go. Yep, so they're closing in 15 minutes. So Chris is coming back. We rented one of the areas out there, so here he comes with our wagon to come get the rest of our equipment, because we have more buckets and all. And we have a few things. So yeah, here he comes. Okay, so this is diamond sifting, and this is wet sifting. These are classifiers. You have your larger and your smaller classifier. You have your larger classifier set on top of your smaller classifier. You fill it up with the soil that you've dug out from the field, and you place it in the water. Just scoop this around. Diamonds will not have mud or dirt stuck to them. You'll find lots of jasper and things. What you want to do, and this one has a lot of sand, is you want to shake it around real good, and you want the stuff from the top, which is the larger stuff, to allow the smaller pieces to go through the larger screen into the smaller screen. So to fast forward this, I'm going to take the top screen out, and here I have lots of sand. So what I'm going to do is, when I set it down, I'm going to be scooping my hands around to try and get the sand out. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to shake it back and forth like a teeter-totter to get all the material into the middle. And I'm going to lightly tap out. And I'm going to do this again on each side of the box at least 8 times. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get all the heavy material, all the minerals to go into the middle, and by getting every corner I'm making it into a circle. And when I'm tapping out like this, I'm letting the lighter material expand out, but not the heavier material. And I'm going to let the water run out, and then I'm going to flip this. All the materials that are heavy have gone to the bottom of the screen. And the mistakes that a lot of people make is they run their fingers through all of this, searching for what they think is a diamond or something shines, and they just start digging around, moving their hand, and that's actually messing up all the work you just did. So coming over here and on top of my gravel pile, flipping inwards, and the color is just in the center. That's how you know you're doing it right with the quartz, calcite, barite, jasper and all. The color is in the center and not on the outside, then you know you've done it right, and the diamond will be right in the middle. So that is the goal, the color in the center right there. Can't really zoom in. It's quartz and all. The green outside is lamprite. That's actually, you know what, that's funny. It looks like a piece of art. Day 3. Park rangers. Here we go. Waiting for them to open up the doors. 15 more minutes. Morning.
Good morning.
Since I need to take some stuff. Actually, do you want to haul all that over there so we could dump it there and then go back?
Yeah, I have to.
Okay. I'm going to meet you there. Is that okay?
I'm just hoping they're not dumping the water.
The what? Oh,
Water, 'cause there's a truck over there.
oh, well, actually, I want them to because I can't work.
But not until I wall up my spot.
I know, but the water was so dirty, I really couldn't work. No, Chris, they are. All right, well, I'm going downstairs. I'll meet you there. I get my spot. All right, so go downstairs. Crater of Diamonds. This is our day 3 for our 3rd trip in October 2015. They're right now over there, I believe, yep, they're cleaning out the wash station, which is fine, which is good. These little black shovels that are set out here, these actually mark where big ones are found. That's where Uncle Sam was found. The biggest diamond found here. 40 carats. A little bigger than 40 carats. So, whenever you come to the Crater of Diamonds and you see these black shovels, that's where big ones were found. And the wash stations, which have a roof, which is really nice. That's where you do your wet sifting. There's another one over there. There's one here and one over there. And so far this trip, we have not found any diamonds yet, but yesterday I found a huge piece of spinel. Actually, a couple pieces that were larger than average here. And I found a garnet, which the next step above garnet is diamond. I know exactly where I found that one because I went out and personally dug that one myself. Morning.
How are you?
Good, how about you?
Good.
It's always unbelievable to see this clean.
But now,
It will not be like this in 10 minutes, so I gotta get evidence. Proof that it is clean at points. Everyone goes, when in the world did they ever clean this? I say, oh, about 3 times a week or so. And they go, this water looks like it hasn't been cleaned since they started putting it in. It's like, no, it gets clean, I swear, now I have evidence. There's Chris. It makes it easier for, I make a video for other people.
You're putting it on YouTube?
Oh yeah, you're gonna be on YouTube, you're gonna be famous. Again.
All right, guys, welcome to Crater of Diamond State Park. Anybody been here before? First time? Again, you all right. Anybody from Arkansas? All right.
We got one.
Got one.
Woo!
Got one. There we did this morning. Now, nobody from Arkansas here this morning. Just takes us a little longer to get out sometimes. Well, welcome to Crater of Diamond State Park in Arkansas. My name's Wayman. I'm one of the park interpreters here. And we're going to spend about 10 minutes or so showing you kind of some of the different techniques used to search for diamonds, talk about some of the tools, and talk about what diamonds are going to look like in the rough so you know what you're looking for. There are 3 ways that people search for diamonds. A couple of them that we talk about here are pretty simple, straightforward. Wet sifting is a little bit more involved, but that's why we have the demonstrations. But you know, once you learn how to do it properly, it can really increase your chances of finding diamonds overall. So that's what we're trying to do here. One of the easiest ways of searching is called surface searching. It's called, just like it sounds, it's going out and looking on top of the ground for diamonds that have usually been uncovered by rain or water or wind erosion. We plow the field, and notice we plow it about once a month in different areas to help with erosion. Plowing by itself doesn't really do a whole lot but loosen the dirt and make it harder to find diamonds. But once we get a good rain, that rain helps to wash that dirt off of the larger diamonds, larger rocks and minerals, and so that's how some of the larger diamonds are found. Typically about 10% of our diamonds each year are surface finds. You're typically going to go out here, you know, walk up and down each plowed row, look on top of the ground for the metallic shine of a diamond. Diamonds aren't going to have, you know, dull surface to them usually, like a lot of this other gravel will. So you're going to see a diamond typically from a few feet away, especially on the surface. You know, the sun's popped out this afternoon, so it's a good time to do a little bit of that surface searching. Diamonds are never dirty. That's another thing you need to know about them that helps kind of not only with surface searching, but some of our other methods of looking for diamonds. So they're not going to have dirt on them. They're not going to be stuck inside of a rock or anything like that. They'll usually just be loose in the soil, waiting for somebody to come along and pick it up. So keep your eyes out for that metallic shine, that sparkle that a diamond's going to have. They're rounded. They'll shine from every different angle that you look at them. Now, a lot of the stuff out here is also that's going to be shiny. It's called mica. Anybody seen those little glittery flakes in the field?
Everywhere.
Mica. Everybody's seen those, yeah. There's a lot more mica out here on the surface than there will be diamonds. So you have a lot of practice looking at mica and kind of learning to ignore it, basically. Look for something that's rounded that isn't flat like mica. Okay, mica's going to be flat. Now, dry sifting, there's another easy technique. You can actually use the bottom of your screen set to dry sift before you get it wet. Problem is, once this gets wet, dry dirt won't go through it. Okay, so you have to let it dry again. But with dry sifting, this is what we call a weather-dependent option. You can't dry sift after a good rainstorm. We're in the middle of a drought right now pretty well, so you're not going to have much trouble finding dry dirt out here with the exception of the immediate area. All you're going to do with dry sifting is put a couple to 3 scoops of dry, loose dirt into your screen. You want it to be able to sift through these holes. So make sure it's loose, fine-grained dirt. Sift it out in one spot so you don't re-sift the same dirt twice, and then spread out the gravel that's left behind to look for your diamond. Just like with surface searching, you're looking for that shine. Most everything else is going to be dry and dull, so it'll be easier to tell the difference in here. This method finds about 15% of our diamonds. Okay, so about 15% you find by dry sifting versus 10% on the surface. They may probably going to be smaller using this method usually, because this on the surface, it's going to be big enough for you to see most of the time. So these will usually turn up smaller diamonds, but it does a little more often. And then wet sifting, of course, is the most popular, most successful overall way to search. About 75% of our diamonds are found using the wet sifting method. You do need more time though. You need more time and more tools. We recommend that you have at least 2 hours to spend here wet sifting because a lot of that time you spend learning how to do it. The tools you need also include a bucket, shovel, and screen set, which of course all the equipment you rent up here at the Diamond Discovery Center if you need extra stuff, and rent from there too. Whenever you dig your bucket of dirt for wet sifting, you typically want to dig in a lower area where you're going to find your heavy gravel. And right here you have a great area to dig because when they empty these troughs out, all this water washes through the same place every time. So this is a good place that's had a lot of water go through, a lot of erosion, and a lot of diamonds are found by people who dig in these just washout areas like that. Fill your bucket with dirt. Take it to either here or one of the washing pavilion down there, or we also have these open sluice troughs at the far north and south ends of the field. If you feel the need to go out that far, you can also wet sift there. Next thing you're going to do is put your screen set together on one of the tables and dump your dirt to the screen. Make sure the top screen is the larger mesh is on top, and fill your top screen up at least half full. You want to go through a lot of dirt when you do this, so it really helps to fill your screen at least half full with dirt. Take it over to one of the water troughs and set your screens down in the water, holding them together. Just go ahead and start sifting out that dirt from your screen set, shaking your screens up and down in the water to wash out that loose soil. You'd also set your screens underwater on one of the shelves, which is grating down below the surface here that you can use. And you can rub through that top screen, kind of break up a few dirt clods. Just push them through the top gravel, top layer of your screen set. And that's just to help you get more gravel for your bottom screen. Diamonds themselves won't be in a dirt clod usually. So it's a good time saver to know you don't have to break open all the dirt clods to find a diamond. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that anymore if you've been doing it. So don't worry about spending a whole lot of time breaking up dirt clods. Just get more gravel for your bottom screen. And once you've gotten most of your loose soil washed out, you're going to take your top screen off, get all that smaller gravel out of there. You'll set your top screen off to the side. Now anything that's bigger than a 1/4 inch will stay in this top screen. This is a good example of why you want to be extra careful breaking up dirt clods in your top screen. There's a lot of glass out here. People used to camp in the field in the 50s and 60s. Unfortunately, they plowed it daily then. And so there's a lot of broken bottles that have been left over. But this top screen is where you're going to find your big diamond. Let the gravel dry first so it's not as shiny as it is when it's wet. Just set it on the table. And once that dries out, go back through it and look for that big diamond because it will be shiny. It will stand out for you. Most of your diamonds are going to end up in here. The average weight found at the park is 1/4 of a carat. And that usually equates to about the size of a kitchen match head. So it's going to be in this bottom screen. Now this time, you want to have a solid layer of gravel. That usually means at least a 1/4 inch thick layer. If this is full of gravel when you pull it out of the water, take a look at it. That means that's great. It means you've got a lot of heavy gravel in there potentially, but you don't want to go through all of that at one time. If this is full, you want to take about half of that out, put it on your table, and go through it later by itself. So what we're going to do with this gravel is sort it by weight. We know diamonds are small for the most part. We also know they're heavy for their size. So we're going to weed out about 80% of what's in here using 3 steps. It's going to take a couple of minutes or so, not very long. What you're going to do first is hold your screen on both sides around the middle of the wooden frame. Don't touch the mesh so you're not vibrating the screen itself. Set it down in the water and start rocking your screen with an up and down motion with that gravel underwater. You'll see it start to pile up toward the center. As soon as it does, you can stop rocking. You got a little loaf of bread there in the middle of your screen, and that's what you want to look for. Once you've gotten it piled to the center for step 2, you're going to pull your thumbs back, keep your fingers under the wooden frame of your screen set. You'll set it down there in that water again and tap up and down, both hands at the same time. Now that tapping motion spreads your gravel back into a flat, even layer. Where's your heavy stuff going to go when you do this?
In the middle,
To
at the bottom.
center. Right. So for step 2, you're tapping it out. For step 3, you're simply going to turn your screen a quarter of a turn and repeat all 3 steps at least 8 to 10 times at your own pace, just rocking, tapping, and turning in the water. Again, when you rock it up and down. Don't swing it side to side. This is not the motion, okay? That really doesn't do anything. So rock it up and down to get
Like
it
a
to move.
teeter-totter.
Teeter-totter. Rock it, tap it, and turn it at your own pace. Now, as you do this, what's happening to your heavy gravel? Where's it going?
It's going to the bottom of the screen in the center, and when you're tapping out, all the lighter materials
All the lighter stuff goes to the
expanding out.
outside. Your heavy stuff is concentrating in the bottom center. You get a good workout for your forearms. After you do this 8 to 10 times, the last thing you're going to do in the water is tap it out again into a flat, even layer. You'll hold your screen outside of the water for a few seconds, kind of let the moisture drain out for a bit. Now at this point, if you had a diamond in here, where would it be?
At the bottom, in the middle.
Center. So how are you going to find it?
You're going to flip it.
Flip it over. Flip it upside down on a flat surface, like the tables and the pavilions. You can work on the dirt out here too. If this happens to be a spring break and you're out here, that's probably where you end up working if you're not here very early. But you're going to flip your screen over so that all that heavy gravel and hopefully that diamond ends up right on top. I flip it toward me. A lot of people find it easier to flip away from them, but your goal is to land all 4 sides of the top at the same time. Now it's also helpful to use gravel. If you've got gravel from when you've sifted out earlier in the day, you can spread that out and work on top of it. Some of you may already have a pile of gravel going, so that's very helpful. It helps absorb the shock, makes it easier to flip your screen without everything bouncing and going all different directions. It also helps to fill these cracks in under the table so that you don't lose a diamond accidentally. So we're going to hold it over that flat surface in one smooth, even motion. Flip the screen all the way over and down. Now if you don't do that right the first time, don't be surprised. Okay, it can take practice. You do want to practice with the same gravel, resifting this, rock it, tap it, turn it 8 times or more, do it again. Now let you get better at this process before you start going through a lot of dirt. That way you have a better opportunity. When you take your screen off, you want to look for a concentration of color on the middle of that pile, right on top. Most of the lighter stuff you'll see on the outside edge is black and green. That's usually volcanic rock. Probably aren't going to see a diamond on the outside of your pile. Why not?
Too light.
That's the lighter stuff, right? Diamonds are heavy. So as you go toward the middle, you tend to see some more color. Some reds, oranges, browns, yellows. These smooth, waxy stones called jasper that are all different colors out here. They're going to be going to the center because they're heavier for their size. They're a little more dense. They have a higher specific gravity. Diamonds will also be included in that. And one other thing you want to look for is that little white bullseye in the middle there. You won't see that everywhere. You won't see the color everywhere. It just depends on where you dig, because different areas produce different types of gravel. If you dig in a spot where you see a lot of color, where you see that white bullseye, that means you're digging up a lot of crystals when you get that white center. Those white crystals are mostly calcite and quartz, which are fairly common to find out here. If you find an area where the water washed all that down and left it near the surface in one of the trenches, your chances will be better of finding a diamond there. So you're going to start with your eyes searching from the center toward the outside, just kind of spiraling from the inside out, looking over that colorful center for the shine of a diamond. If you see anything that catches your eye, don't use your fingertips to pick it up with. Why not? What can happen?
Push it down.
Very right. Diamonds are slippery. They're never dirty. They're never wet. They're not going to stick to your hands. So very carefully pick it up with a flat edge tool. You have it. A pocket knife, key, credit card, fingernail file, spoon, tweezers, long fingernails. Dig under that potential diamond and pull it out of your pile so you don't accidentally bury it, so that it's not getting lost in there. Once you get it out of the pile, also be careful with tweezers, don't squeeze them too hard. Once you get it out of the pile, put it in the palm of your hand, feel of it for a few seconds, and you'll feel of it, and diamonds are going to have a rounded, smooth edge. They're not going to have a lot of sharp, jagged points to them. They won't feel like broken glass. They're also going to be extremely shiny. So after you wipe it off, you look at it, if it's not shiny anymore, it's probably not a diamond. If it does have a good shine to it, if it's metallic looking, or if it's something you're just curious about, hold on to it. We have free paper bags in the Diamond Discovery Center just right over there. You take out and put your finds in so you don't have to use your pockets. We identify rocks and minerals for free at the Diamond Discovery Center as well. So we'll help you figure out what you found. After you go through your gravel, you can still re-sift, and you can take your gravel home with you. All you've got to use, though, is the colorful center where the diamond is most likely to be. However large that colorful center happens to be in your pile. You scoop it out, throw it back into the bottom of your screen set. We also rent out what's called a saruka, which is a round bottom finishing screen used to re-sift your gravel. You'll work on top of the rest of this. This lighter stuff that probably doesn't have a diamond. You want to spread that out on your table. Flip your next pile on top of it, because that's going to make it a softer landing for you. It's not going to hit that bare wood. It's going to land on something a little bit softer. So make it easy. Then you're going to take the rest of this and go back into the water. Rock it, tap it, and turn it again 8 times or more to reconcentrate your gravel. There's less gravel in here this time. So a diamond that may not have made it down the first time will have a better chance to do it now. You don't have as much gravel the second time around. After 8 times or so of rocking, tapping, and turning, you'll tap your screen out again. Let it drain for a few seconds. And again, take it back to the table, flip it over like a cake. Gives you a little bit more defined center, gives you another chance to find that diamond. Whether you re-sift your gravel or not, we always encourage visitors to take gravel home with you. For the simple reason that about half of our diamonds are found at home after people leave the park. So you want to double your chances, take some gravel home, even if it's just 1 sack full. Each person is allowed to take, by park regulations, up to 5 gallons of sifted gravel per person per day. We don't let you take dirt out of the park home. But if you think about it, really it doesn't make any sense to dig a bucket of dirt out here to take home, all right? Because what you're doing is you're taking that dirt and you're concentrating it down. You've got a much better chance to find a diamond of this, and it's not going to weigh as much. So sift through your dirt, take your gravel home, look through it there. Wherever you're at, diamonds from the crater will have certain features that set them apart from anything else you're going to see. Our diamonds here usually going to be smaller. Again, that 1/4 carat match head size. They can be even smaller than that if you're wet sifting and come across one. They can be 3 different colors, white, brown, and yellow are what's found out here in that order for most of these kinds. The one thing that most people see first whenever they come across a diamond is a metallic shine. The diamonds that we have on display, we have photographs, we have a couple of diamonds in the lower level of the Diamond Discovery Center. We have numerous diamonds in the Visitor Center Museum. All of the diamonds that we have on display that are uncut look exactly like they'll look out here. There's a couple of photos, I believe, on that display.
If you want, you can use mine for example to show
an example
people.
there too. Okay, so she's got some. She's been here before.
If,
So, how big were these?
the yellow is the 27,
Okay.
and the white is 16.
Okay, so about average, you know, and they were found by wet sifting again. So that's, did you find them here or after you left?
Oh, I found them here.
You found them here. Okay, so that's a good example of it. You know, that shine. It just, even if you don't know it's a diamond, you'll know it's something different. Even if you have no clue.
It's not like anything else.
Not like anything else you're gonna see. Thank you for that. So look for that shine. If the adage, you know, old adage, if you have to ask if it's a diamond, it's probably not a diamond. So, you know, we want you to have a good experience. Again, part of that's learning about how to search, learning what the diamonds are going to look like, and they really will look different. Does anybody have any questions?
When you gonna dig it up again?
Whenever we get a good rain. Hopefully we get another good rain here this weekend. You know, they try to plow it about once a month. We just hadn't had any rain since the last time they plowed. Was that, yeah, supposed to rain?
Saturday and Sunday.
You wait till after the rain before you plow?
Well, they tried to plow it right before, but they haven't had any rain since they plowed it 3 or 4 weeks
I
ago.
wondered if they'd be out there
It's just
today.
been dry. Everybody be out here then.
Maybe tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, I hope so.
I was hoping it was going to rain while I was here, but
It kind of clouded up this morning. We just haven't got anything out of it yet.
I heard it's been 3 months since you got a good
We
rain.
got a little bit on the ninth. But
Drizzle doesn't count as rain. That's just drizzle.
Just go dig your bucket up.
You try to find gravel.
that's it.
Well, what I ended up doing the first one, we were digging out over here where it's rinsed off. We were looking for gravel, but we also dug up a little over on this side, so it's in the same bucket, so we weren't sure. But my guess is it was from here. The other one, it was also in the runoffs too, but farther down where there's more gravel. You have to look for gravel. All right, so it's early in the morning and we're waiting for the Crater Diamonds entrance to open up. We're first in line. Today it's our last day. It's the 4th day. So far we found spinel and garnet, but we're looking for that diamond. What? What'd you say?
Yes, there's a big spider.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, Chris is whining about the big spider. So we're waiting and we're hoping we find a diamond today. I took some video yesterday of one of the park interpreters who is demonstrating how to search for diamonds. So that way I'll still redo one because I couldn't get a clear shot of what he was doing, but I have other videos online that show how to do it. And yeah, so here we are just waiting, and soon enough people will start coming out and lining up. We bring our own equipment. You need multiple buckets. Why are you playing with it? Don't be messing with him.
He came after me.
Yeah, now people are starting to pull in.
Beach ass.
They're cleaning up in there. We got some time. We want to be first in line so we could get our ticket go. Oh, and this is the last time we get our locker. You're going to have to take the keys
It looks like a tick.
because there's the lock.
Just
Yeah.
with long legs.
Why don't you pick up that nut over there?
Because there could be a faulty net.
Oh, yeah? Could be really a spider or something? Yeah.
Decoy.
Don't stand.
Stand where I want. Cheese. Teeth.
I only got your eye because I was zoomed in. Hey, Chris, is that stick bug? Oh, it is?
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. I'm going to get a picture of
I'm
this.
going to pick it up.
No, don't. Let me get a photo of it. All right, let me turn this off. There's another one.
Big ass spider.
Okay. But look, there's another frog and he's up on the wall. That's just like the
It
one I
tries to
saw.
blend in with the wall.
Yeah, I have. Look at that. We got that, and then we got the. Chris, stop bumping.
You're in the way.
We got the stick bug. That's so funny. Chris, don't mess with him. He don't like you. Oh, that's just so funny. Chris! Here, let me film him. Leave him alone. Don't mess with him. Watch, he hurts you. That'd be
Actually,
funny.
does.
Actually, I think they can. Let me film, let me film. All right. Day 4 is our last day, right, Chris? Up for this trip. It's our 3rd trip.
Thank God.
No. Chris. Okay, I have to start over.
It's a joke. You can
All right.
add that in.
I'm like husbands. If you're coming to the Crater of Diamonds and you want to rent tools, there's a sign that tells you just go downstairs where everybody has to go anyways. If you have a wagon or something, you could go down this way, a wheelchair, or just feel like going down that way rather than taking the stairs. Don't trip, Chris. That's where you'll rent your tools down, right down there. And you take all your fines to the counter over there. If I can adjust. Right there. Yes, you have to go get the wagon. You got the keys? Wow, this is actually the first time that we're out here. We're the only ones out here. Of course, there are people coming. Chris, there's stuff over there.
Yeah, it's been there.
Oh, then somebody left
You
it?
gotta take this. I can't.
I'm trying to take this. Alright, you'll have to give me a second. They're over by Canary Hill. Go on, little guy. What are you doing? Yeah, nobody's out here yet still. Chris is all the way over there. Hauling our stuff. He has to make 2 trips. We rent one of the lockers out here so we can store our equipment. And we bring our own equipment, our own wagon, our own buckets. We bring a bunch of buckets. If you're coming out here, you need at least 5-gallon buckets, and you need more than one. Even if there's just one of you, you need at least 2. Let me see. We have our screens, our shovels. We have the long shovel, then we have some smaller handheld shovels. These are just some of the tools that if you're coming out here you'll need. You don't need the wagon, but I will tell you it does help. And it's 37 acres, just over 37 acres. It goes out behind these trees over here. If you go around it, there's another tree line, but there used to be a creek back this way, and you could still go back out that way until you reach the thick tree line. There's signs out there that tell you where you can't go anymore, but yeah. And then you go all the way down to the tree line way out there, and I'm telling you, it's way out there. Behind some of these trees. All along here. That's the Discovery Center where we came in. And then it goes, again, way out that way too. I mean, there's the old building, and there's a hill that goes down that way, and then it kind of loops around that direction. So behind that area. And then there's some behind the trees here. So, yep, this is Crater Diamonds, and it looks like he's not alone now. Now there's somebody walking behind him. So, yeah, now it's not just us out here. But it was kind of neat. Alright.
Is that a good angle?
Yeah, I see that. Wow. 56. That's beautiful.
Is there one color you haven't gotten?
Actually, I've only gotten one white. These three are brown, these three are yellow, and that one's white.
Oh, that's a yellow.
That's yellow.
Oh.
This shiny sucker.
Now, did you find that one wet sifting?
I found this one I found this one wet sifting, this one wet sifting. I found these three in the Saruka. These four I found at home.
You found them at home, so
Taking the
so you
centers.
missed them.
Yes.
Wow.
See,
To even the 12 point, I was surprised when I found that 12 point at home from going through my centers. I was like, how the hell did I miss that out there?
yeah, I brought some home, but I keep, you know, when I bring them home, I haven't found any. But I keep wondering if I will. And I talked to a guy yesterday. He missed a 52 point. A 52 point. He said,
That's
so he was thinking to himself, how many did I throw out?
Exactly. Now, are you guys taking the centers home?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
How are you going through them at home?
I have a little round, kind of like a Sharuka, but it's not really
Mr.
Sharuka.
Shoemaker, one of the old guys who's come here all the time, this is what he told me. He takes a cookie sheet, spray it flat black. Even though it's black already from Teflon, it doesn't matter. Spray it flat black.
You mean with like spray paint or?
Spray paint.
Okay.
Spray paint, flat black. And then take like a 100-watt light bulb and just put it on a clamp, you know, like one of those that's got a metal shroud on it. Just clamp it on something so you get it shining on there. And just take about a teaspoon at a time, 2 teaspoons, and dump it on there.
2 teaspoons of what?
Of the centers. Dry it out first.
Oh.
Take your centers, dry them out totally. So everything's dry, so you can just scoop in all the dry stuff. And then dump it on the cookie sheet.
Oh, I
And then
see
just
what
take a
you're doing.
magnifying glass, and the diamond will just shine right out because the flat black won't reflect any light.
Ah.
So that any light reflecting back.
Right, and that makes sense to then look at
And I
it
did that.
while it's
I did
dry.
that, and I found those 4. And as soon as I dumped them on there with that light on, I could tell they were diamonds. I
And
didn't
you
need
brought
a
it,
magnifying
and then you
glass.
brought them back here to
And then I brought
certify
them
'em.
back here and got them.
Right. Now, what do you do with yours? Do you just keep them?
They're right there.
Are these the only ones you found? Okay. Now, how long have you been doing this?
This is our 7th trip here.
7th trip?
Yeah, we come one week out of the year.
When we
2
got here.
weeks, maybe 2 weeks out of the
This is our first year, our 3rd trip. Our first trip we found, I actually have them with. Now, they're not as pretty, especially not compared to your,
But we didn't find one until our 5th year.
oh, jeez.
Yeah. So you're saying, oh, we only found it's like, yeah, it's great.
I made him work for it. Oh, that's not it. That's a quartz crystal I was just keeping us. This is a 16-point white.
16? Is that all?
Yeah.
Man, it looks like it should be bigger than that.
You know what? It's funny. That's what the one guy,
And they
another
said
guy
white?
told me. It's white, but it has a silver
It
look.
looks yellow.
That's what I thought too. And then this is the yellow one. That's a 27-point.
Now, see, I would say that's just a rock.
When I
doesn't have-
saw
it's-
that, I
it's
wasn't
kind of
certain. It looks different.
speckly.
Yeah, but when I looked closer and I saw the lines, I wasn't. They weren't even sure, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. When I
It
brought
does
it
have
back there,
facets, though, on there.
when I saw the facets, I brought it
And
up
how
to
big is that
them.
one?
27. Wow. Yeah, I was hoping I would find it. I've been here when the 2 big ones were found this year. The Hallelujah Diamond by Susie Clark, who found it. She's so nice. She had it appraised as worth $50,000 if she was willing to have it cut and set. That was a 3.69.
And the Esperanza.
And the Esperanza. I was here for 5 days.
I know.
And it's like, oh, every time
It's
I'm
like-
here. Yeah, exactly.
She found it on the top. No way.
Yeah, and I swear, I had just walked over there and wished some people some luck. And when I heard about it and I heard it was found over there, I go, it better not be those same people I just gave some luck to. Or they owe me some diamond. Well, good luck today. And it's clearing out. The day is over. Alright, so there we go. That's where you enter in to go to the Crater of Diamonds. You go that way and there's the entrance right in there.
Put them all in the cooler.
Alright, so we're leaving Crater Diamonds. It was our last day. This is some of the equipment that we have. And we're packing up, we're heading back home. My extra shoes and that. And of course, everything's dirty because we've been out in the field sifting. Hang on, I'm gonna set this down and show you what we did find. So today we found a 6-point brown. So now I have a yellow, a white, and a brown diamond. So there we go. And today is the 22nd of October 2015. Our third trip, our third diamond. Every time we come out, we found a diamond. We've gotten pretty lucky. We're taking some centers back with us. Some I'm going to search and some I'm going to bag up and maybe offer them to people who want to search themselves out home. So, yep, there we go. It was a success.